Hey guys, what's up? I'm going to be showing you how we can use this subtool palette over here, and so that we can take advantage of using multiple tools or multiple different meshes in Zbrush. And so usually beginners get a little confused with this, so I just want to make it a little bit easier. So I'm just going to go over the main things. I might not go over everything, but I'll go over the main things you need to know about the subtool palette. So first, let me show you how you can just add more meshes here straight from this palette. And the way you do it is you just go to append subtool. And here are the basic 3D meshes that ZBrush gives you. But if you have another tool loaded up here in your tool, say you loaded a tool, you can actually append that tool as well. For now, we'll just append, I don't know, a cylinder. And it'll be created right there in the origin with your circle, and you can scale that and you can do whatever you want with it. Cool. And so all you have to do is just click on it, and so now that you have that selected, let me move it over here. And so to switch subtools without having to come over here, all you have to do is hold Alt, and if I select the circle, it switches subtools. So that's how you can easily change between subtools without having your subtool palette open. And so you can rename it. I mean, that's pretty obvious. We can just rename it something. And this is also how you delete subtools. So say you don't want this cylinder anymore, well, you can just press delete. You can even duplicate it. So there you go, we just duplicated it, now we have two. I'm going to go ahead and just delete. And it's going to always ask you, do you want to do it? Because you can't undo it. So it's always going to ask you. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it, and I'm going to show you another way that we could do that. We could press V, press I, and then we can go to insert cylinder. I like to do stuff like this. I might do insert sphere. I just like to use the insert brushes a lot because it's really, really quick. So usually, say I'm just trying to insert something pretty quickly, I can come over here. I'll turn off symmetry for this example. And we can just insert a cylinder, and we can scale it at the same time. Anywhere we want. And this is really useful when we might be, I don't know, sculpting a nail or sculpting arms or something. You don't want to have to append it and scale it every time, so you can just use the insert brushes. And then what you can do is once you insert that, if you press your polyframe, you can see that we have two different groups here. So we can come into split, and this is your way you can split meshes when they're in one subtool. You can split based on groups, so I can press group split. It's going to ask me. I'll press OK, and so now we have two different subtools. And I do that all the time if I'm doing like creating an eye. I'll use the insert sphere. So I'll do BI sphere. And so I'll just insert an eye right there really quickly, right? And if I want more control, then I can just come over to group split. And there we go, we separated our stuff. Alright. So that's some really quick ways that we can play with more than one subtool. And also keep in mind, when you create a new subtool, a lot of the time symmetry is not going to be on. I mean, we're not using it in this example, but always check to see if your symmetry is on as you keep going. So I'll come back to this, and I'll do it one more time to show you that, say for instance that we didn't have groups. So I'll come down to polygroups, group visible. And so now it's, and I'll get rid of the mask as well, because it creates a mask. So now it's one polygroup. So how do we get rid of it now? Because, maybe that'll happen or something. Well, you can actually just do split to parts, and it will look at the topology, and it will know which is which. It'll know which mesh is which. So I'm just going to click split to parts. Okay. And so that, in that case, we didn't even really need the groups, so I just wanted to show you that. And so sometimes, say I'm working on an arm right here, so I'll press Alt, go to this one, and I'm working on this, and I do something, B move, I'll go to move, and so say I'm just trying to sculpt something, we do something, and then we're like, okay, well, I want to connect it back to this sphere. How do we connect it back into it? So one of the ways you can do that is just come down to merge, and it's going to depend on where your subtools are. So this subtool is all the way at the bottom. I'll hold Alt and click here, and this subtool is all the way at the top. So I'll bring this one all the way to the top. And the way you can do that is by right here, select up, press shift. Oh, sorry, no, it's not that one. It must be this one. There you go. It's the one under it. So it says move up. So just click it, and we'll move it to the very top. And then we can come to merge, and then just press merge down. And now these will be merged together. Now, but keep in mind, they are merged together, but it's not Dynamesh together, or it's not one topology. And so the way you would do that is you would just use Dynamesh or Zbrush. So I'll show you that really quick. You can just Dynamesh it. So now, well, we have more than one group, but we can go back, go to polygroups, group visible, and so now we have one mesh. So I wanted to show that as well. So let's see. Yes, we can merge everything together. So if we're working on something total, we can press merge visible, and it'll create a new tool up here. And so now we have everything merged in one. That could be useful. And okay, so I can project. I'm not going to go over in this video. I guess I'll make a new video for that. But let's come over to extract. I'll go ahead and show you how you can use extract. So we can turn off the polyframe over here. The way extract works is we can actually create a new subtool with a mask. So say I wanted to create some cool design or something. So I created a circle, and this is cool for armor. I do this for nails. You can use it for a lot of different things. So I'll just draw some kind of design here. I don't know, kind of some weird shape or whatever, because it can literally be anything. You can just draw whatever you want. Okay, and so then we come over here to extract, and then we pick our thickness. I already kind of know the thickness I need, so I'm gonna go somewhere around. It usually is a really low value, so I'll come around here, and then you just press extract. There you go, and then now it's not gonna do it until you press accept, but you get a little preview, so you can say, I want it a little bit thicker. There you go. It's pretty thick, but whatever. And so they'll press accept. Alright, and then it'll create your new subtool right here. So now that's a really useful way that you can create new subtools with just mask. So that's the basics of this subtool palette. I mean, there's some more. Project is useful, but I don't think it's going to be useful in what we're doing with how to create new subtools. So I hope it was useful, and try to use more than one mesh when you're sculpting. It makes things a lot easier. Separate your arm into pieces, separate your body into pieces. It will help you a lot. I hope that was thankful.